how long ago this thing was, but because I just now figured out of it. But Tobi's been kind of coming under fire for some stuff. I want to explain why she's being hurtful. Tobi, I am a fan of yours, and like I have been ever since I found your channel, but the thing is, the reason this Shane Dawson is coming off of problematic is more than one reason. And the truth is, Tobi, I really don't want to have to do this, but I kind of have to when it comes to the fact that Shane's been doing some stuff. Okay, so first of all, Tobi, I don't know if you know this, but it's not just the racism shit that Shane's been going off about. I've always had my doubts about Shane ever since my sister found him. I'm like, this dude, I don't trust him. And it's not because he's a guy that wears makeup. It's not because he does those conspiracy theories bullshit. It's because I'm a Gemini, and Geminis generally get vibes, you know? Like, we get vibes from people when we first figure out who they are. And, well, what was it? Oh, yeah. Shane just gave me a bad vibe from the get-go. Like, here's what Shane Dawson did that made me, like, I took one look at him, and it's not just because my sister used to adore him, it's because his energy really reminded me of my rapists. And that just left a bad impression on me, so I told my sister, watch it, this guy's going to get busted for doing something like raping a child or something like that. And she's like, no, Shane would never do that. Meh. And I'm like, Gabriella, just you watch and see. Oh, behold, 2020. Guess what Shane's under fire for? Being a fucking pedophile. And also being racist. Like, it's not just the blackface. Obviously, this isn't undermining the blackface in any way, and it's not meant to, but have you even seen the Smith family tweets regarding Shane and what he did to that poster of Willow? Yeah, that doesn't fly right here. That doesn't go well with the vibes, you know? So I don't get why you would support him when all he does is make kids' lives miserable. Makes parents' lives miserable because he's fucking annoying, but he also makes kids' lives miserable. Like, there are parents who are afraid to let their child watch Shane Dawson in fear of him contacting them and, like, trying to get him to meet up so he can rape them. Like, there are parents who are afraid of that. And let me tell you, that's not a good look on you creators. Like, it's not a good look on anybody, really. And also the fact that he taught a kid about sexual stuff. I'm not sure the exact age of the kid, so I'm just using the word kid here. Like, no. You shouldn't do that, even if it is a family member. They can't consent to hearing about that stuff from anybody but their parents, because their parents are eventually going to have to sit them down and have the talk. Otherwise, we're going to have teen parents all over the place, which isn't bad, but at the same time, it isn't really good either, because, well, it just means that their parents aren't really teaching them about, like, you know, proper protection and whatnot. But seriously, That child cannot consent to hearing about this stuff. That child is under the legal age of consent. That child didn't even look like a teenager yet. So, Toby, why would you support something like that? And the thing about your second Twitter account getting leaked, like, I get that's a shitty thing. But at the same time, you were apparently blackmailing somebody with it. And that's a no-no. That's a big no-no. Blackmail is never good. Like, stalking, blackmailing, I generally throw that in the same pile as, like, being some of the worst, like, cyber crimes to ever commit. Because they're just so terrible. You know, like, you shouldn't blackmail someone. You shouldn't stalk someone. Like, I get when you first meet someone, like, looking through their profile, make sure they're not like a weirdo who deals kids or whatever. Like, that's okay. But generally, just going on someone's page to stalk them or blackmail them, not a good look on you, sis. And honestly, the whole Shane Dawson situation, I also want to say one thing. How dare you support someone who is a pedophile? Because I was raped. Like, and I'm only 14. This shit shouldn't be happening to kids, you know? And if Shane seriously is a pedophile, which seems to be the case, he should be getting help, not support. People should be wanting to help him, not support him. Because pedophilia isn't just something we don't support. It's a mental illness. Like, pedophiles need mental help. They need mental help, and I don't get why you're not, like, you know, cracking down harder on him. Like, diddling kids, pretending like you're going to diddle kids, or teaching kids about how to be diddled is never okay. Like, I get having the talk with your parents because you kind of need to hear that stuff in school anyway, because they got to teach you about, you know, how to not end up a teen parent. I know it's uncomfortable, but trust me, especially with the period stuff, you don't want to figure that out the hard way. Toby, I'm pretty sure I stand for everyone when I frickin' say, how dare you support Shane? How dare you support someone who did that? Like, even joking about this shit is not okay, Shane. It's not okay to support this, Toby. As for Gabby, Hannah, and the others, like, I'm not really big on why, like, I don't really get why Gabby Hanna's being canceled or whatever. Someone could please explain her situation besides she's a fucking brat. Like, yeah, Gabby Hanna's a brat there. I said it. Like, if someone can explain the situation going on with her down in the comments below, that'd be nice. Like, I don't exactly know what's going on with her, but at the same time, I'm oblivious to fucking everything when it comes to internet, like, drama or whatever. I know Gabby Hanna was getting canceled at one point for being friends with a rapist. Is that what we're still angry at her about? Is that what we're... Well, anyway. Tobi, if you support a brat, I'm automatically going to assume that you were either coddled or you are a brat. Because, like, people who are the oldest or people who grew up with the same gender siblings know that brats are fucking annoying. People who are coddled are fucking annoying. Like, Tobi, all being coddled is doing is hurting people's reputations. Because they're just fucking annoying, you know? Yeah, it means to sound like a broken record, but it's the fucking truth. People who are coddled are annoying because all they ever do is talk about how they're daddy or mommy's little angel. And yet they're completely throwing their siblings under the bus because they were taught, oh, it's okay to dunk on my siblings because, you know, they're not the favorite. You know, that's annoying. That's why we don't support people who are coddled. That's what coddling does to your kids, everybody. Anywho, yeah, people who are coddled are, like, not welcome anywhere near me because of how annoying they are. Same thing with my cousin Dorian. My grandmother fucking coddles him because he's the only boy. Whereas someone like me would be forced to, like, you know, eat all my food before I could leave the table. He doesn't even have to take anything he doesn't want. Like, seriously. That's what coddling is. And nobody likes people who are coddled. That's why we don't support brats. Tobi, listen to me. I get it if you're like me and you don't, like, understand any of this petty drama stuff because you're, like, kind of out of the loop. But supporting someone who has done something inevitably fucked up just makes you look like a bad person. Yeah, I learned my lesson. But yeah, Toby, that's basically me explaining why you're in the wrong and why people are currently witch hunting you. It's also me hoping that you learn your lesson. Good day.